Hello, thank you so much for listening in. I am Samantha Yancey.
And I'm Alan Yancey.
And this is Ask a Massage Couple. Today's session is going to be talking about sexual predators within our industry.
Sexual misconduct, Sam, is sad state affairs.
It's disgusting, yeah. You might want to corral your kids out of the room for this one. We'll probably not get too sexual, but we're talking about sex.
Yeah, we're talking about sexual abuse.
Exactly. So sit back, listen in, kids out of the room, and let's get our session on.
Let's get it on.
How's your coffee?
My coffee is delicious. I mean, I need to pour this directly into my veins for some reason. I'm
just set up an IV.
Yeah, IV coffee.
IV coffee.
IV coffee.
Yeah, that works. I'm feeling some kind of way.
Some kind of way? Well, Sam, that's the only way you can feel is some kind of way.
Yeah. I freaked myself out something fierce earlier.
I was a part of it. I saw it. I saw the freakness happen. But I was there to help. I said words like trash and
I said words
delete.
Like trash and delete and various things like that.
I was supportive.
You were supportive, yes. And
I was trying not to make the situation as more panicked than what it was.
And I'm not going to lie. There was one point where... Like, I almost, went into full panic attack mode.
Oh, yeah, there was tears.
Shoved you out of the room.
Yeah, tears were involved.
Tears were involved. Yeah.
I know. I was close to being thrown out. I know.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes I'm not as helpful as I think I am.
So, of course, we are recording a week in advance. I just put out the number 11?
Number 752.
Number 11. And I was playing it back for Alan. It only played 5 minutes. And I was like, why is it only 5 minutes?
I thought we did this longer than 5 minutes. It felt like it.
It was 50-something minutes, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was trying to find it on my computer because I deleted it off of my DAW, my digital audio program.
Yeah.
And luckily it was in my computer.
Yeah, it's called trash.
It's called trash. But when you're in that moment of utter and complete freak out, you can't think of the little things like your computer has a trash. Come on.
Why?
Go look in there.
That's why I was here. I was here saying, we got some trash here. We can find this. It's not the first time that I've lost stuff, Sam. I'm an old man. You know what? And if I didn't have things to track down my things, I wouldn't have things, okay?
Well, I mean, that is the whole reason why we bought you the tile.
Those things are great.
Yeah, those are great.
That may have saved my marriage.
I have been telling everybody about them.
Yeah.
And my boss ended up buying one.
Yeah. There's other things out there that do the same thing, but you just put these little tiles or little beeper things into your phone and onto an app on the phone, but you put another tile in your on your keys, on your billfold or purse.
I have one in my my iPad case.
Yeah, and so if you lose it, you can find it.
Yep, and that has come in.
You know what, Sam?
Handy.
I found my wallet that I had dropped at work just last week. I didn't tell you about.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I told you that I left my phone just randomly in a room the other day.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was trying to hit it with the tile and I couldn't hear it anywhere.
Yeah.
I even went so far as to get on my iPad
to see where it was at
and do that locate my phone thing.
Yeah, it's not going to tell you which room it's in, Sam.
No, it's very upsetting.
It hasn't gotten that far yet where check under the sofa.
Well, in this case, I was at the school, and I mean, that place is big, and I had been just about every place within that school.
That gosh darn
earlier
is
that
2
day.
stories high.
So then I had to retrace my steps. When was the last time that I looked at my phone?
Yeah. Did you hear the beeping when you kind of went back there?
When I finally got close enough, yes, then I heard the beeping.
Well, that's good, because eventually somebody would have heard the beeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I left it in student services office. It was locked up, but I heard it. Luckily, I had a key to get in.
Well, you know what, Sam? I'm beginning to find out that you have human traits also. I thought I was the only one that lost everything every day, but it sounds like that you may have.
Well, the weird thing is that I never used to lose stuff until I had the tile.
And then you feel like, I don't need to keep up with this. I can tile this.
I mean, it feels like that, yeah. It's very strange.
You get so used to modern day communications and the old phone. Mm-hmm. That reminds me of something, Sam. We are way too connected to our technology.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that I think should keep up is podcasting. Everything else needs to go back a little bit.
Well, there's a time and place. But I feel like everybody is addicted to a screen.
Sam.
What?
Today.
Yeah.
I was driving home from a massage.
Uh-huh.
The guy was slowing down, and I can tell.
Oh, yeah, you can tell when they've got phone.
They're looking for their phone.
Yeah, phone stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he picks up the phone and answers it, he speeds back up to regular speed.
Yeah.
That happens so often.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, people.
Come on.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, whatever people have to tell you, it can wait a few minutes. It can.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have stopped using the phone altogether.
Oh, yeah, I just don't.
Driving.
I don't. I mean, if you're going to hear from me, it's going when I stop. Mm-hmm. Because I have figured out I don't have the mental capabilities of doing both at the same time. I can't text, surf the net, and download things as I'm driving.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm too busy eating my sandwich and grooming my beard.
Yes, and putting on mascara. Bearded lady.
Yeah, I've got a lot of tasks to do when I'm driving.
A lot of things to do here.
I just can't keep my eyes on the road.
Well, I'm glad that I got the new car, because it hooks up wirelessly to my phone.
Yeah.
Which was so much easier than the USB connection.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, that's nice.
It would crap out on me.
Sam has warm car seats, too.
Oh, my goodness, it's the best.
You know what Alan has? Mine's paid for, my friend.
Yeah, yours is paid off.
And that's the way I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets you around town.
You know what? There's one thing about cars that don't mean that much to me as a social thing. I understand, especially if you have to travel in traffic like you do on a daily basis, you need to have a dependable car.
Yeah.
I've got one, that can drive me, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and that's all I want.
Yeah.
Well,
and there's sometimes that I'm spending, 2.5 hours in my car.
Crazy.
Sometimes 3 hours if it's a really, really bad traffic day.
The odd thing is we go about the same amount of miles.
I know.
But mine takes 30 minutes and yours sometimes take an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Well, I mean, you don't have to rub that in my face.
There's no rubbing. I'm not rubbing at all. No. No rubbing. I'm just stating facts. Mm-hmm. That I massage out in the boondocks and you go to the big city.
It's true.
Now, I massage out in a cow pasture. Yep. But you get to go to the big city.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Well, Sam, how do you feel about today's topic?
I hate the fact that we actually have to address this.
I don't think it's really stemming from a massage problem as much as a problem with sexual abuse within itself.
General. No. Yeah.
And we are concentrating on massage because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. But there is a sexual assault problem in the United States.
There is kind of like
and all over the world, to tell you the truth.
Well, I mean, it just seems like right now there's kind of like this, I don't know what the word, cavalier attitude. Nonchalant attitude towards being a sexual predator. I mean, we have our president grabbing pussy.
Oh, God, I didn't know we were going there.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
I know, Sam, and that's the idea of when somebody allows the idea that it's okay to say those things, to think those things.
Then that also allows actions.
Sure it does.
From other people.
Yeah. You don't want people to even think that.
That's okay.
But you know what? Yeah. Thinking it and saying it out loud is two different things.
God.
My God,
and
come on.
And then it's even worse to do it.
Well, that's how you start. You think it, and then you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's done without a thought.
Yeah.
And so, I think that is the problem with society, and especially massage, because believe it or not, we are in a position where people are more vulnerable than other jobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the client. Okay, so let's put it into the client's perspective.
Yeah.
They have entrusted you to work on them. They are taking off their clothes and they are laying on a table nude.
Right.
Maybe there's underwear, whatever. Yeah. But they're nude, if not partially nude.
Right.
And they're basically covered up by a sheet.
Right.
And a blanket that we then uncover the one spot that we're working.
Yeah, and I think it needs to be said up front that, as far as people having sexual anything, if it's two consenting adults, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care, as long as you have two people agreeing on it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the workplace is not to do that, period.
Right. In no way whatsoever are we knocking sex.
No.
I personally love sex. Sex is great.
Well, I'm happy for you, Sam.
It's wonderful. You should try it sometime, Alan. Oh, God. But when you have one person that is wanting and targeting somebody who definitely did not sign up for that.
Yeah. No, we're talking about a power issue, too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is a power differential, and it's also more of a sexual, predator situation.
Right. And so, let's start this off. It's not that if two people agree, it doesn't matter. But we're talking about a profession here where people get nude under a sheet.
Yeah.
And so men, especially, have to be ultra conservative, in my opinion.
Like now, male massage therapists.
Male massage therapists, like myself,
yes,
have to be conservative.
Well, and let me just say this. Most of the things that are coming up right now are male massage therapists doing these acts on a female that is, obviously unwilling. Whether or not the female client says something at that moment or not, it really doesn't matter.
Well, Sam, I've been in the business for a long time. You have too. Now, how many women would you say that not had a sexual experience with another male massage client? If somebody been in the year for 10 years, they're going to have at least one experience.
Oh, yeah, if not several.
That's what we're talking about. And so, we're talking about a lot of, it can go both ways, but it's probably men.
Well, and
it can go both ways, but it's
that's
mostly
what I'm saying.
men.
Like it can go both ways, Yeah. Like a female massage therapist can definitely do that.
Yeah.
But it's more than likely going to be a male.
That's what hits the news anyway.
Yeah. And that saddens me for you and for all of the male students that I have in school right now, because you guys come with healing intent, not to hurt someone or have that power differential. And let me just first say that if you got into massage thinking it would be a great way to, hit on women, get the fuck out of my profession.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place. There's 100 different ways that you can hit on women.
Right, it's called bars. And,
anything
text
else.
Messaging.
And if you got into the profession thinking I'm going to do sexual acts for money, and this goes both ways.
Yeah.
Both ways, in my opinion.
We're talking about these spas that are not spas.
Exactly. Get the fuck out of my profession.
Yeah, the prostitution in this gives us just as bad a name as sexual misconduct, because it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Sam, do you cringe every time somebody says massage parlor?
Yes, absolutely.
It just gives me cringe when somebody says massage parlor.
Or when someone calls me a masseuse. Ugh.
I don't think they do that on purpose, though, the masseuse thing.
No, well, and I don't think they do the massage parlor
But I just think we need to educate the lingo that the clients need to be addressing us as, and the place they go get a massage at. Because, the lingo massage parlor sounds like prostitution.
Yeah, it does.
And so let's don't say that. Let's say massage therapy, spa. Just don't,
massage clinic.
Don't say parlor. And one of the reasons why we decided to do this topic today is that we've come across a lot of articles recently and in the past about a particular chain.
Yeah, Massage Envy.
Massage Envy.
Yeah.
That has a class action lawsuit against them because of so much of the sexual harassment they have reported.
Yeah.
And that's just not a every now and then thing. This is a pretty rampant thing that's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot go in any state. Type it, you could go into the internet and type in any state, and you're going to come up with sexual abuse and massage.
The law that has the case going, they said that they have over a dozen, different cases involving that place and that action.
Yeah, it's not the same, not only one place. You're talking about multiple places.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary. You're not talking about one person. We're talking about multiple places.
Specifically Massage Envy.
Yeah.
Multiple states, multiple cities, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, but we see that class action lawsuit because they're a large company. I understand that. I mean, but that just shows you how prevalent this is.
Yeah. And it's not just that multiple people are coming forward, so now they're all going to get together. It's also a situation that Massage Envy, as the national company, has set rules within their company that they can't report sexual abuse.
To the main company?
Well, not to the main company or to the state at all.
Why is that?
Obviously because they want their name out of the papers.
Well, that's one of the alarming things that I found out doing research on this is that some of these people were allowed back at work.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like that one guy that had 3 charges against him and he was still able to work. And it took the 4th one for them to finally let him go.
Okay, I don't know who's their supervisor.
They need to be fired.
They need to be held accountable, too.
Yeah, they need to be fired.
Because they allowed that to keep happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the Joe Patronis thing. If you're allowing the shit to happen.
Joe Paterno.
Thank you. Sorry.
What'd you call him? Paternus?
Paternus.
Joe Paterno.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
If you allow the shit...
But they don't.
No. If you allow the shit to, to happen, then you're just as wrong as they are.
Yeah, if you are looking the other way and allowing this to happen, you're just as guilty.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what really the answer we have is to combat sexual abuse unless it starts from an early age. And we're talking about the way we look at each other, the way we talk to each other, the way we behave. And you're right. When Trump or some of the leaders are not respecting women, it gives you the dog whistle. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's basically, well, if the president can get away with it and say it, it's cool. But,
But also there's kind of an undercurrent that is happening with just the fact that sex is such a taboo subject, Yeah. Like if you grew up in church, sex is bad, you shouldn't do it. How dare you even think about your penis? And that creates a situation that makes someone want to act out.
I grew up in the South, and I had one of those upbringings where nothing was mentioned at any time, and I was very strict religious wise, and it was just wrong.
Yeah,
that was the answer to sex. It wasn't how to treat it. It's just wrong.
Yeah, just wrong.
Just wrong. And so, when you think that, when you're brought up like that, it leads to things that are not healthy.
Right. You start thinking that sex is wrong.
It's
My
bad.
my body is wrong, right. And if
I think about it, it's wrong.
Yeah. So in order to like kind of get this out of my system, let me act out in these horrible ways.
Well, when nobody has taught you at an early age, you're on your own, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes we think, or a person may think that this is, appropriate way to treat women. Now that is another thing too. Yeah. Growing up and how you treat and respect women, yourself, and the other people around you.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the sad thing is that up until, very, very recent decades, it was totally okay to beat the hell out of your wife.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a domestic thing. It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, she needed it.
Yeah, she obviously, deserved it.
Yeah.
He was putting her in her place.
Right.
Damn these, opinionated women. But here's the thing. I don't think that you and I can, have a really good conversation, a knowledgeable conversation about why in the world these people are doing some of the sexual abuses that they are doing.
Yeah, we don't know.
Honestly, we have no idea.
No.
How can we stop this from happening?
I don't know.
I really don't know. What we can speak to is about our industry.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do, to understand that the people who get into our industry, we don't want to be labeled as sexual predators, especially as a man.
And the problem is that massage, the history of massage, up until, the 40s, 50s, 60s, massage was a normal thing that did not have the sexual label.
It was part of the medical field of, manipulating muscles.
Right. But after World War II, when the economy of so many places fell, the people who were doing massage started doing other stuff to make ends meet. And unfortunately, a lot of that stuff came back over from Europe and Asia.
Well, Sam, one thing we need to, if you look at the whole thing, a lot of this comes from poverty.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
Prostitution will never end. It's not going to end ever. I mean, it's one of the first things. It's not. We need to legalize it.
But that's what I'm saying.
And let the people who choose to do that to have the field to go into doing it. Yeah. And it won't be messed up with massage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're using massage as a background because of it.
Exactly. If prostitution was legal, then we wouldn't have so many issues.
No.
But I did want to kind of make a note to the people who automatically jump to massage equals sex.
Yes.
Are usually in your age group and older, because that's all they knew of massage.
Yeah.
Was that when
they're the ones that are going to say massage parlor. They're the ones that are going to say,
When your fathers and grandfathers came back from the war and they wanted the same services that they got over there in some of the the places where the war really hit them hard, normal people had to turn to sexual acts to make ends meet.
Yeah, are we going into the history of prostitution now and massage therapy?
No, I'm just talking about the history of massage and how prostitution got to be
hooked up with massage therapy.
Yeah. But it wasn't until the 1940s, 1950s when that occurred here. And then it got even bigger. Well, and then also the whole thing with the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. There's reasons for why people think massage equals sex.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you were talking about how the pendulum is swinging with massage. That it's swinging more medical now.
Yeah, because I don't want anybody to even have any idea that we're thinking of anything that a doctor would do.
Exactly. In order to re-legitimize massage, it kind of needs to be swung that way right now. Do I mourn for the energy work aspect of it that is getting lost? Absolutely. But I think the more that doctors recommend massage, the more that massage is not looked at as sex.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is these fuckers are setting us back,
Oh yeah, every time you get one article or one news thing that comes out and somebody has a bad sexual experience at a massage therapist, you know that is going to impact every male massage therapist out there. I mean, and that's where we're coming from.
Not just every male massage therapist, but also every massage establishment. Because let's think about this. If your wife wanted to go to a spa and get a massage, and you just read an article about, somebody who, got molested at a spa, you probably wouldn't want your wife going there for, fear of her own life. And then also, because you wouldn't want to give that establishment money to continue that.
And unfortunately, the clients that need to find out they're a massage therapist, they can do a little research.
Yeah.
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 They can see when they're graduated from school and how long they've been in the business. And there's other things that would tell if...
and you can also check to see if they have any...
sexual...
Yeah. Like anything on their license about that. And here in Georgia, it's under the Secretary of State website. You can go to sos.georgia.gov, and then click on massage therapist. If you know their name, you can type in their name, and it will pull up everything on them, like if their license is lapsed, if they have anything against them, it's on there.
Yeah.
There's also like a whole list of every single month of like massage therapists that have something against them. Like they keep a tally of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to check this out, but that's just one way of maybe informing yourself before you go get a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this before the podcast. And one reason we said Massage Envy, because they are a chain.
Yeah.
And they do volume. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're also... like, yes, volume. They're not paying their therapist very much, and they are expecting people to come in and go.
Right.
Come in and go.
You're not going to
and go.
Yeah, they're looking for turnover. They just want that room empty and somebody else in there.
Yeah.
And I understand that. You got to make money, but also Massage Envy has a reputation of taking people right out of school.
Yeah.
Which everybody needs to learn.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, I don't think that that's necessarily a horrible thing,
no.
But the problem comes in when they have an interview with somebody and they're not doing their due diligence with a proper interview.
Or, not have the interview, and also understand that if you have any complaints, you don't sweep it under the rug.
Oh, no. If there's any complaints whatsoever, that person
it's one and gone.
Should immediately go on suspension until you can
be reported.
Check everything out, report it, and then if it turns out that, whatever was wrong, then, and only then, should you have that person back.
Okay, I've been in this business for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around other massage therapists who have been rumored to do things and have been, rumored to be unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
Those people don't last in this business, which is part of it.
Thank God.
But that's one reason. If you see somebody who has been in the business for quite a while, more than likely they don't have a lot of people complaining about them.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Like rumors can happen. Because you piss somebody off.
Oh yeah.
And now there's a rumor circulating that you do this or that during the massage. Right. So like sometimes you can't necessarily listen to that, but
if you have more than one, and if you got multiple things happening.
But at the same time, if you've been a massage therapist for 10 plus years, it's a
indication that maybe nothing is happening there.
Right. That they are not.
One thing that did happen to me one time, I did have a lady complain about me about I was watching her when she turned over.
And you don't do that.
And I don't even do that, and I don't even remember this person. But I'm going to tell you, every person has their own perception of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, And so not only do you have to think about what you're doing, but how other people perceive what you're doing.
Right.
You may think that it's a harmless thing that you're doing, and other people will think it's offensive. Mm-hmm. Now, Sam, I'm ultra conservative, and I was taught to hold the sheet up and let people roll over.
Yeah.
Women, men, you can be awkward when the rollover happens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taught how to hold the sheets and everything, but Alan chooses to let them, do that as I turn my back.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to have any idea that I am wanting to look at anything, and also gives them a little while to get situated.
Yeah.
I know.
Get the girls in
I
place.
know the protocol in some of the places that I've worked. Well, that's not the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally.
Yeah. But you are ultra conservative with that. So like you turn your back when someone is turning over. You also drape like way lower.
Oh yeah. No.
Like you're not hitting the landmarks anywhere close. Like you're very conservative.
Very conservative when I'm doing hands-on, like lotion application.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of things that I can get the same things done with over the covers, with compressions.
Absolutely.
There's things that you can work on, and I recommend every male massage therapist and female.
Yeah.
Is to figure out ways that you can get things accomplished without making people feel uncomfortably sexually.
Yeah.
And there's ways to do it.
Like, for example, if somebody doesn't want their glutes touched with, like, hands and lotion,
right.
Is it okay if we do compressions over the sheets?
Elbows.
Yeah.
Knuckles.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes if that area is a hard, like, no, this is my boundary, then, hey, people.
Skip it.
Don't touch it.
Skip it.
Don't touch it. I don't care what you think is good for them.
Right.
Don't touch it.
Right. Even if you know that you can't help them without the glute work, still don't do it.
Yeah. If that is their
hard
boundary.
If they tell you not to do it, you don't do it.
Then you don't do it.
Right. Simple as that.
Exactly.
And that's learn a lot of different techniques to help you accomplish the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That will keep you from even having the doubt of you doing anything sexually.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a man.
You are?
Yeah, I am.
I thought you were a bearded lady.
Well, I am that too. But,
okay.
And so I understand, if a person will feel tension or apprehension or uncomfortableness, you need to put that person at ease as soon as you can.
Mm-hmm.
That this is, that's not something that is going to be tolerated, or even, something that's not even going to be in the picture.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, Sam, is that the people that are going to do this are going to be doing it in different professions also. They just happen to be in massage.
Oh, yeah.
I think a sexual predator is a sexual predator, period.
Yeah, like whether they are a dentist.
Right.
Whether they are a doctor.
Shoe salesman.
Whatever. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, they're going to find a way to be creepy no matter how they do it. But, it's easier to be creepy when people are nude under a sheet.
Right.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
And these people have spent all this money and time to go to school, to be put in jail for this. I don't understand. Lose their license,
yeah.
lose their freedom,
because
be on a sexual predator list. And
because here's the thing, they are banking on the fact that the person on the table is going to be so either scared, traumatized that they're not going to say anything,
right.
Or, and this, I don't know, might be something that they are hoping for, they're going to get turned on and like it. Which, fuck you. No.
Yeah, and some people, I've read articles where the women were frozen silent, and so they thought, well, that was a go.
No, there is... Okay, so for a victim of sexual abuse, they go through stages, and one of the stages that they can stay in for a very long time is denial. Like, no, this is not...
Did this happen? Did that?
No.
Did I bring it on?
Yeah. This didn't happen.
Yeah, this didn't happen.
No way that this happened.
No.
Let me Let me put it out of my mind.
Right.
And I mean, I understand that because I've been there before, you know?
Right.
Like, no way that happened. Let me just not talk about it, not say anything.
It doesn't exist.
It does not exist. When actuality, yes, it did exist, and, you know, hopefully that person can stand up and say something.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do as a society is to let people feel that not only are they willing to be heard and that they're not going to be judged by coming out and saying, you know, this happened, and the other person say, well, you wanted it, or you did something too, or
oh, God.
Or, you know, it's the way that you were dressed, or, you know, the way, fill in the blank.
Yeah, so clients out there, this is just from me to you, my heart to yours. If something has happened to you, then just know that I've got your back.
Yeah, and report
Stand up
it
and
if you
say
can.
something. Report it if you can. If you can't, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's scary. It is so scary. Do what you can.
Yeah, we would like for this person to be stopped.
And you know what? Go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want the person who didn't not to do it to anybody else.
Yeah. And just so that you know, just because we're massage therapists, we're not on their side because they're in our profession.
Oh, good, don't know.
They're assholes that need to be thrown in jail.
Yeah, they're just criminals.
Period.
Right.
They need to be thrown in jail.
Yeah, and there are times that I know you could be falsely accused. You know, like I felt like I was when a lady was rolling over. But you know, if you're not guilty, you're not guilty. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
And if you're guilty, you know it.
Okay, so in my business classes, when I talk about this exact scenario, I tell all of my students that what you do and how you act matters. Because if something did come up where a client says that you did something, and maybe it wasn't that you did it, maybe it was like, you know, your hand accidentally grazed and you freaked out and said, I'm sorry.
It happens.
But that person took that as something else, or,
right.
You know, whatever. Which, by the way, if you accidentally graze, freak out and say you're sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Don't just go about your business like, oh, crap, let me...
Act like that didn't happen.
No. Like, own up to it.
So, excuse me, I didn't mean for that to happen.
I am so sorry. That did not mean to happen.
You know, and when you do thousands of massages, things are going to happen. You know, you're not going to get through thousands and not something not happen that's not awkward or,
I mean,
you know, that people would, it's going to happen. You're human beings.
The thing is that, like, you can be thinking of something else, which kind of goes back to, hey, be present. But you can be thinking of something else and then, like, you know, be talking to them or something and accidentally put your hand down and it's on something wrong.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, you've done that. I've done that. All of my students just about have done this. But, you know, like, things can happen. Just say, oh, my God, I'm sorry. Own up to it. Because if you leave it in silence, they're going to assume that you meant to. So if you are making crude comments in the, like, let's say the break room to other therapists,
right?
You know, if you make crude comments to your friends and family, if you have ever shown
suspected,
no,
respected,
no, if you have shown any provocation, no,
I know what it is, but I can't pronounce it.
If you have ever shown that you that you could be a sexual predator,
if you ever been shown that you can speak in syllables or complete sentences,
words are hard. If somebody says that you did something, then they're going to look into your history. They're going to talk to your bosses. They're going to talk to other employees.
Yeah.
They're going to talk to friends and family. They're going to talk to your previous coworkers.
Yeah.
And if anybody says anything that even remotely sounds like you are being sexist and you think of sex like pervertedly or anything like that, then they're automatically going to side with the client.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and well, they should.
Yeah, exactly, because that's how you spot this shit.
Right.
Yeah. So don't talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Don't talk about grabbing pussy.
Sam, I think that went back to our last podcast, is that a part of this massage therapy is a mental thing. You have to be in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about what's
the right
intention in anything that you do.
Yes.
And
if you don't have the right intention, just stop.
Yeah, everybody knows the difference between right and wrong when it comes to sexual harassment and massage.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when a person's in there, he knows if this is bad.
Yeah.
There's not a question,
Yeah.
If he's doing this on a regular basis, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're not doing it intentionally, you won't have a problem, because you don't even think, if somebody may bring it up to you, that would say, hey, I think you went too far, and just say, okay, thank you, I won't do that next time.
Yeah.
Because some people think, no matter how close you get.
Yeah.
I mean, which, you need to take constructive criticism, but in your heart if you're trying to do something sexual or not.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, you don't. It's not like you.
And the thing is that like you were saying, some people are going to think that you're doing something whether you are or not.
Right.
But that's when you have to make sure that when you speak to your client, it's respectful and you are using the correct terminology.
Yeah.
When you drape someone, you do it fluidly. Respectively, like making sure that you have. I don't think it is. And making. We are weird with our words today. Making sure that you hit the landmarks the way you should, or maybe even more conservative than the landmarks, depending on the person that you're working on and the type of massage that you're doing. And just making sure that you are acting with, respect and confidence.
Just like you give respect to any human being.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And so you're stepping in there as a person, not a massage therapist, but also just as a human being to another human being.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's getting lost in the conversation, Sam, is that, you've got to have respect for other human beings.
Yes. Yes.
My God.
I think the whole world needs to understand that right now.
Yes.
Respect for other human beings.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, just respect them as an individual human.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about them as a friend or anything else. Just, you don't want this to be a person, you could do it to your mother, to your daughter, to your wife, to anybody else. And so why would you want that done, to somebody else's wife, daughter, child?
Yeah.
I mean, just total disrespect for human beings.
Yeah. Sad and disgusting.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that our society has definitely gone through in the last, especially a year and a half, is that we have lost the respect to even talk to each other in a civil manner, much less act to each other in a civil manner. And these things matter when you go into a massage and you're have an attitude of having, respect for another human being.
An attitude of having respect?
Yeah, and you have to have an attitude of respect.
Intention
of respect.
It's always a good idea to start off your massage with, I want to make sure that you are as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
And if at any time during this massage I ever do anything that you don't like, I want to make sure that you feel comfortable enough to say something, because this is your massage, not mine. You got to make sure that power differential is on their side.
I kind of wish we didn't have the sexual tension or the sexual crap that we have in the United States, like Europe, or even when we lived in Portland, where there was just less.
It was just less.
Just less.
Yeah.
Because, the human body, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to respect people, and so if we had respect, it would be no big deal.
Yeah.
But,
and specifically if we had respect to the nude human body.
Yeah, nude. Come on.
Like, people see nudity and they automatically think sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing.
Yeah, that's very sad. You
it's
know,
like it's just a body.
Our society, especially in America, especially in the South, we are very very much concerned about nudity and things that are just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it has nothing to do with nudity. It has everything to do with your mind and what your intentions are.
Yeah, but unfortunately, if you grew up,
I know.
You know, thinking.
If I grew up that sex is bad.
Yeah, then that's what you're going to think.
Yeah, you're going to think, hey, man, what is this about? I'm feeling very awkward about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just teaching, hey, that the human body is a beautiful thing. And
a beautiful gift.
It's a beautiful gift, and it should be respected.
Yeah.
That's it.
But the problem is that, Alan, I think we're preaching to the choir.
Oh, we're just talking to each other. We've had this conversation for 15 years.
I mean, I honestly don't think...
You don't think sexual predators are tuning in and saying, "Oh, I better not do this"?
Definitely not.
Podcast.
Definitely not.
No, but what we want to do is enlighten the clients, knowing that they are not to accept any of it.
No.
It should be stopped immediately. Do not, if you can't, I understand you could be frozen with fear, but if there's any way that you can muster up and say, no, get up, move.
I need you to leave this room right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want to empower. We want to empower the clients. We want to empower the people that are being abused.
Yes.
The sexual abusers are not the people we're headed towards because, they need more help than we can give them in a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely.
We would love for people to be empowered.
Yeah.
Give them a voice.
Please feel like you're empowered because you are.
Yeah, you are.
You are. I mean, all of our licenses are in your hands, really.
Yeah, and we want you to know that it's not right.
Yeah.
And that it's not part of the massage, and it's not something that you should feel awkward about. It has nothing to do with you.
No. It has everything to do with the jackhole.
It has everything to do with the people that
has issues.
They're out there doing it.
Yeah. You know what? As an educator for massage, I get very pissed off at anything that involves sex.
Yeah, we're super sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if somebody makes a joke to me about happy endings.
Yeah, it's not funny.
That's not funny.
I get a lot from the clients saying, this happy ending's here. And I said, no. It's not funny.
No, fucker, and if you want that, you can go somewhere else.
Yeah, when people come in and start joking and thinking,
that's okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. Shut up.
I don't go to your job and say, "Hey, do you have happy endings here?"
Yeah.
Hey, like Bob from accounting, he's doing his computer on one. Hey, Bob, do I get happy endings here?
Yeah.
I mean, no, this is my job, my friend. This is not. I don't come to your job and ask you to, relieve myself.
Yeah.
So, have the same respect for me as I do you.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to our rant today.
Yeah, that was just about an hour rant.
Yeah, it was.
And we read some articles that we just need to get off our chest.
Mm-hmm.
And we want people to feel like they're empowered to stop things that are even as perceived as something wrong.
Yeah, clients, if something happens to you, you tell them to stop, you tell them to leave the room, you get dressed, you go to a manager immediately.
Go to the police.
And go ahead and call 911 while you're in that spa.
Right, if you got something that you call 911, my friend.
Exactly.
They need to be arrested.
Exactly.
I hope we helped somebody out,
And you know what, actually, to people who are hiring and to, massage schools out there that are doing the vetting of making sure that they don't allow sexual predators in. They're not always going to, say the thing that you're looking for. Like, you need to make sure that somebody is on like a 3-month trial period.
Yeah, I think part of it too, Sam, is that these people that are in this high volume business, the managers don't have time to talk to their clients afterwards and say, "How was it?"
Yeah.
Or bring them over to the side and say, "How'd you like the massage?"
Yeah.
And that's what the managers and need to be doing in all the places, is randomly going to talk to these clients afterwards and ask them.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a new male therapist.
Exactly.
It'd be, I would say, how were things?
Yeah. How was the massage?
Yeah. Is there anything you need to inform us about?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Was everything appropriate?
There you have it.
Yeah.
Simple questions.
Yeah.
That can head off some of these things earlier.
Yeah. Seriously, people, this is not hard. This is just being proactive.
Yeah, but you can understand when you're at Massage Envy and you're doing a volume and you're just basically trying to get people in and out.
Yeah.
That it's not client intensive. When you go to a spa, or if you have a massage therapist that come into your home, you have more of a time to vet them. Or have an idea that somebody's going to have an idea of who they are.
Yeah.
And just saying, be proactive.
That's it.
Managers, be proactive. Ask.
Ask the clients.
Yeah.
And you know what? Ask the therapist how things are going too.
Yeah, get them nervous. Yeah.
And on the other side, if a massage therapist comes and tells you that they don't feel right about their client, then don't let the client come back.
No.
It's a two-way street, people.
Right.
Clients don't be dicks. Right. Therapists don't be dicks.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Come on.
Just be human.
Yeah. Just be human and respect each other. For fuck's sake.
Respect.
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much again for listening to our rant. I'm pretty sure you can find this on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. So why don't you...
how would I look myself up on Facebook?
Well, we are Ask a Massage Couple.
Ask a Massage Couple. Now,
on
isn't
Facebook.
it a little bit different when you go on Twitter?
On Twitter, it's just Massage Couple.
Massage Couple. Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
And we're on some of these other things too, right?
Instagram.
Kind of.
Ask a Massage Couple.
Right.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Don't we have a webpage?
We do.
Has anybody ever visited this thing?
No. Well, and I understand. It's www.askamassageCouple.libsyn.com.
Yeah.
So I understand. But,
who goes to web pages anyway?
Well, if you go to our page, then you can click on the link.
Okay.
On our Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook is the easiest way to do this, but there's other ways.
Yeah, and do us a favor if you get on iTunes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
To get your stuff, please rate, review, comment. The more that we get on iTunes specifically, as well as our Facebook, the more that it shows that we are a valuable podcast.
Yeah, that we are worth keeping around for another 3 episodes.
Exactly.
And plus, Sam and I like doing this. We enjoy it. So if you want to tune in, I hope you do.
Yeah.
But if you don't, that's okay.
Yeah, I hope you tune in. But if not, it's okay.
And life goes on.
Yeah, life goes on.
Right.
I get it. Go listen to a TED Talk or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, and
love and compassion.
Love and compassion, y'all.